All my days, these skeleton ads are on my feed all the time. And when we first started doing that for our clients in the agency, this was the one that we did. And it actually got some really good results like this one here. And because this channel is all about helping you make really good ad creatives with AI, I feel very confident that I can show you how to do these. You can try them on your account and you're gonna get some good results.
Day 20, you find a winning ad and scale it to $1,000 per day. Day 25, you share your wins with the community.
Now we're gonna be following the B.O.N.E.S method, 5 steps to build these skeleton ads, and it's super easy. And I've done a lot of the heavy lifting for you because I've actually created a bunch of skills that are gonna speed run the process for it. So B stands for build your script. The number one thing about these kind of skeleton ads is that they need to feel like the organic viral videos that work really well on socials. A lot of these scripts are like stories. What would happen if you brought an iPhone to Greece? Or what would happen if you took this thing for 2 weeks? And what it does, it gives you a whole story. And what's really good about skeleton ads is that because there is no skin, the videos appeal to a broader audience because you're not relying on a specific avatar. And so if you're black, white, big, small, Asian, you will see that and you can relate to it, which is why these can actually scale very well. And so with that in mind, you need to take something about your product or your service and you want to create a really compelling script from it. The long way to do this is you have to basically get a bunch of script examples, put them into AI, blah, 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 blah. I solved all of this by creating a skill that you can use to not only build the script, but get the prompts to make the scenes. So the first thing you want to do is load up your Claude Skill, and there's multiple steps to the skill. The first step is going to give you a script. And so for that, you need to give it some information. For example, your website, a kind of research document. And the goal is that it's going to take this information and build some script ideas based on hundreds of videos that I gave it for this type of concept. I've also given it some of the winning ads that we have generated with this concept. It also builds a bunch of creative strategy elements like building curiosity, like curiosity loops, and some kind of transformation if you want it. And so for this step, all you have to do is give it that information. It's gonna give you the scripts. You will essentially look at it, take it, digest it, update it if you want to. And before step 2, you wanna just make sure you have your script fully done and you're happy with it. Now, step 2 in the B.O.N.E framework is to own the images. So what does this mean? It means that we need to actually create the images that we are then going to animate for the video. Now, this is the part that most people get wrong because they just try and recreate whatever image they see. But your image has to match the script really well to build an actual story. And so once you have your script, you can give it into the skill. And what it's going to do is give you a visual concept board. It's really cool. Now, this visual concept board is essentially suggestions with alternatives for what visuals should be for the line of the video. Now, all you have to do is select the visuals that you want to use so that the AI can start to generate the prompts. Okay, so now that we have our image prompts, we can take these into our image generator. Now, I like to use Max Fusion, but you can use whatever you want. What's good inside Max Fusion is you get a lot of different image generators. My favorite thing right now is to use flows. So flows are this really cool way to visualize everything that you're generating. It's like having a Miro board with AI generation facilities, but as well as that, I can speak to it, I can research and find out different ad examples if I want. It's great. But for this specific purpose, all we're gonna do is gonna get the image prompts and we're gonna generate the different scenes. So I'm gonna right click, prompt, paste in my prompts, and then we'll do right click, image generator. And in terms of the models, you can use whatever model you like, but I personally like to start with the cheapest models and then go up in the most expensive ones depending on the quality I'm getting. So for me, the cheapest ones right now are Seed Dream, super cheap model that doesn't cost you many credits. And with Max Fusion on the Pro plan, you actually get unlimited Seed Dream generations, which is insane. And you also get 133 free image generations for a lot of these, which is really cool. You don't have to pay for any of this. So here's the guy that we got, is the skeleton character. And if we're happy with it, of course, if we're not, we can make some changes. And now what I can do is I can go to shot 1, losing the weight fast. So copy over the character Bible, and then I'm gonna copy over this section. And I'm gonna also connect the reference. Now, if you're wondering why don't we just give it as a prompt, because even if we prompt it exactly the same, if we just use the Bible prompt, there will be some differences. And if you want to keep your character looking the same, this is the best way for it. Now I'm going to use, again, Seed Dream. And look, I can show you what it looks like with the different models too, if you like. And you can see what it looks like. So this is the first one with Seed Dream. This is what it looks like with GPT Image 2. And this is what it looks like with Nano Banana 2. So you get a lot of different styles depending on the actual model. So it's completely up to you, you know, it's your taste, it's what you like. So now that we have generated the image here, you can see what happened. You see we have the character looking consistent here, and it's perfect. It's exactly what we wanted. And so now what you can do is you just go back for all of these and you just generate the images. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so essentially this is what the images look like once they get generated. I've only done a few segments of it. But what I'm gonna do is actually gonna build an ad that I'm gonna use and actually run for this community using this exact process, and I'll come back to you when it's done. And so as you can see here, I've now generated all of the visuals for the script, and you can see how it matches the style. But the thing is, now we need to turn these images into videos by going to the end stage of the B.O.N.E framework, which is nail the motion. So you can use Kling or Seedance. I like using Seedance 1.5 just to start with, because I might not need to use all these credits for the other models. I typically generate things at 720p as well, just because like it's cheaper and you don't really need all that quality. But ultimately, I'm gonna be generating a visual from this image. You're probably wondering, oh, what prompts do I use? How do I make them do this, that, the other? Well, because this skill was based on the script, it's gonna give you some suggestions for the video prompts. Now, these are just suggestions. You don't have to do everything that the prompt does, but it's good to try it to see how it comes out the first time. What I'm trying to do is make it easier for you to just start and make something. But if you want the skeleton to do something in particular, you can just prompt it, and you can just speak it to like a human being. For example, I want the skeleton to walk and then I want it to grab something, or I want it to walk and then hold this product, for example. There's so many things you can do, right? But essentially, you're gonna have a line-by-line prompt that you're gonna be able to use to generate these visuals, and you know you're done with this once you have generated all the visuals for this. This is actually the easy part, and it's all built inside the skill. So remember, if you want the skill, click the link down below. And if you want to join 680 plus ecom brand owners, not only learning how to make skeleton ads, learning how to make AI podcasts, AI UGC videos, claymation, showing the secrets and what's working right now, as well as learning from what we have done inside our agency to get high performing ads, then you're going to want to join my school community Ad Creators Lab. We're currently top 5th in the world in tech to win the school games, and I would love it if I could meet Alex Ramosi. It will actually make my day. But not only that, we also give away a lot of free credits and a lot of subscriptions by competing in competitions we have inside the community. So if that's something that you're interested in, we'd love to see you inside. So click the link down below. Okay, now the next stage of the B.O.N.E section is E, which goes for 11 labs, because you're basically going to generate your script. Now the script is going to be just a very simple copy and paste of the script into 11 labs, and you can choose a voice that matches the vibe that you're going for. If you're more serious, you're going to want like an older male telling a story. It really doesn't matter. It's up to you of what you think sounds good. I typically like to prompt my voices. So I like to say, man in the certain age saying a certain thing in a certain accent, and it sounds like, for example, they are a old teacher or a British storyteller from the 80s, something crazy like that. And you know you're done with this step once you have the actual voiceover.
What happens if you join Ad Creators Lab for the next 30 days?
So now you have the voiceover and you have the videos, and that takes us to step 5 in the B.O.N.E framework, which is to stitch it all together. So all you have to do, you're gonna open up your editing software, you're gonna put the audio as the base, and that's gonna give you a good idea of how things are gonna go in the video. Then you wanna cut all the gaps to make sure that it fits well, and then you wanna drag in your video sections and you wanna put them on top of the video just to see how well it times. More often than not, some videos that you've generated might be a bit too long or too short, and so you can do a lot of things with the speed inside Premiere Pro or CapCut just to really match it and get the right timing. Sometimes you might have to regenerate another scene just to add it on top, which is absolutely fine. The last and most important thing is actually the music. So I have also included links to the song in the description if you want to use the specific song that they use in these videos, kind of this dark cinematic song, which is really cool. But now that you've built it all together, you can make ads that look like this.
What happens if you join Ad Creators Lab for the next 30 days? Day 1, learn the frameworks to create winning animated and AI UGC ads. Day 5, your AI UGC ads look like real ads. Day 30, you've hired a video editor from the community, and now you're doubling your creative output once again. You've now built your own small e-commerce empire because you decided to take ad creation seriously.
But look, just generating this type of ad creative isn't enough to get good results in your ad account. If you want to learn what ad styles are absolutely cooking right now, you want to click this video right here. And if you want to learn how to make high converting AI UGC, you're going to click this video right here. If you want more prompts, more examples, and more frameworks, you want to join my school community down here. And I'd love to see you inside. Peace.